No nonsense gin drinking. All gin, no nonsense.
Hello gin lovers, welcome back. I'm Bobby Freeman, and as you can probably tell by my wee accent there, we've got a wee Scottish gin on the show for you. So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Great Glen Gin, or Great Glen Gin. I should probably drop the accent for a second so my American viewers can understand what I'm saying. Now this little fella, not many of my viewers around the world will have heard of, because as the name suggests and as my accent suggested, it is from away up there in the highlands of Scotland. And I'm quite intrigued by the colour, because just have another look at that. If I can grab my piece of paper, there we go. Have a look at the colour of that little chap. It's a purple gin. I've just lost my pen on the floor. Don't worry though, we'll just let it go. Let that pen go. I don't want to show off, but I have many pens. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, it's away from up there in the Highlands, and I believe it's not far away from Loch Ness. And also, I also believe, although I may have got this wrong, because I do get a lot of information about a lot of different gins, I believe they told me this one was, not this one, but a certain batch, one of their batches, was sunk to the bottom of Loch Ness. Not sure if that does anything for the flavour, but I like the sentiment. And as you know on this show, I do like to occasionally give the little fellas a chance, a bit of exposure on what is a worldwide platform in some ways. So although some of my viewers around the world may not be able to get hold of this, as I've said before, I like to sort of shine a light on the new sort of, the new up and coming gins, so that when they make it over to you where you are, you already know, because old Freeman's told you all about it. So then, my friends, with this in mind, let's crack on, crack her open, find out what this little gin is all about. About? That's Irish. Find out what it's all about. About? Oh, it's the same as Scottish. From grain to grass, a true product of its birthplace, Great Glen balances the sweet herbal, the sweet herbal honeysuckle notes of Scottish heather with the subtle tartness of red squirrel. Squirrel? Oh, sorrel. With red sorrel. Never get sorrel confused with a squirrel. It could have terrible consequences, especially for the squirrel. An aromatic pine note of frankincense. Frankincense? Frankincense, that's the stuff that one of the wise men brought to the baby Jesus. Good Lord, I didn't know that was still going. Elevated by the purity of our own based spirit, this complex and rewarding gin has deep, long-lasting flavours that stay with you like the taste notes. Like the what? Like the tales that transcended generations. Pull up a chair, pour a glass, and start your own story. Well, my friends, that sounds damn good to me. That's fast becoming my catchphrase. I can't believe it's got frankincense in there. I'm going to have to look that up. Hang on a second. So apparently it's a tree that sort of grows, well, leaves, as most trees do. And it's harvested and they create a sort of a hard resin, I guess, by squeezing it or something, which make a kind of an aromatic thing, which is mainly used for perfumes and stuff, but in this case, they've whacked it in the gin. So I must say, I'm quite intrigued by this one. Not only is it a rather beautiful little bottle, but there's some very unique flavours going into there. So I say, my friends, we fanny around no longer. Find out what the... Not sure what happened there. I kind of ran out of words, which is quite rare for me. Let's crack the fellow open and get some in the old nostrils and quite literally the mouth. And of course it has a lovely wee cork there, so we've got the lovely wee Scottish cork test.
The lovely wee Scottish cork test.
So then we go for a squeak. No squeak at all. I tell a lie. Oh, a lovely little squeak there, very nice. Go for the full pull. Oh, not bad, not bad. It's quite a smallish sort of cork, so it wasn't huge, but it doesn't matter anyway, because we all know it's just a bit of fun. So then, let's get, now it has got one of these sort of splayed out sort of spouts as well, which should mean we have minimal drippage, which is always a good thing in whatever the context. So then, let's get the nostril in there and smell this frankincense-laden gin. So, oh, blimey. It's amazing, isn't it? The amount of gins I smell on this show. You never get the same one twice. This is quite a sort of a sharp, kind of tart sort of smell. Tart, I'm not sure if that's just a British word. It's kind of, what's the kind of, I can't think of anything. Sharp, sort of a sharp, sort of, when you have like sort of like an apple pie or something, sometimes you get a little, those apples are a little bit sharp, makes you go like, I want to say sour, but that makes it sound unpleasant. It's just kind of tickles the nostrils. It reaches up and just sort of like. I've said it before and I'll say it again, that's the sort of description you don't get on other YouTube channels. That's why people flock to my channel in their tens, literally, because of just little descriptions like that. That's the best way I can describe it. It kind of titillates the nostrils, if you can imagine such a thing. Yeah, that's all I've got to say on it. So let's not fanny around. Let's see if it sizzles in the old mouth, shall we? Now, it doesn't look particularly purple in the glass. No, it looks kind of clear there. Is it just the bottle that's purple, maybe? Ah, I think it is. I think it's just the bottle that's purple. Never mind. Don't worry. I quite fancy having a purple gin, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Let's get a little bit of tonic in about that much, I reckon. It's 43% ABV, I believe. Yep. Hang on. Hold on a second. Let me check. Yep, 43%. As you can see today, I've forgotten to put my contact lenses in. So here we go, my friends. Let's tidy this up so it looks all neat and vaguely professional. Here we go. Great Glen Gin, all the way from the Highlands of Scotland. I say to ye, cheers. Ooh. Now then, strap yourselves in. Okay, so this is two ends of the scale working really well together. So first of all, it goes in the mouth. You've got kind of an earthy feel to it, like it was forged from the earth. I'm struggling with my words a little bit today, but like it was kind of, you can tell it feels as if it's grown out of sort of marshy sort of soil of the highlands. It's kind of just sort of feels as if it's got depth. It's kind of an earthy sort of grassiness, I'd say. That's the best way to put it. I meandered around a little bit there, but I've sort of landed on earthy grassiness, which I guess comes from the heather in there, because we've had a heather gin before, the Isle of Bute, which again is way up there, off the coast of Scotland, I think. They put heather in their gin. I think it gives it this kind of thick, sort of heavy, earthy gravitas in there, which is a nice base, I think, for any gin. However, let me just end of the journey. Then it goes through kind of it feels as if it's got that core base of earthiness, but it feels as if the flavours are kind of coming straight up like this, and there's a constant sort of journey straight upwards. In the middle, you've got kind of the nice sort of a subtle but very subtle but dominant, which makes no sense. A kind of it's there, but it's not sort of overpowering sort of essence of juniper, which obviously it needs to be because it's not gin if it's not juniper. But then kind of crackling out that sort of layer, just so you got the earthiness, the juniper, and then sort of just fizzling out of it is a beautiful sort of, you've got the kind of the fun layer. There's kind of a sweetness, and as I say, a sharpness about it, a sizzle of citrus as well. And it kind of feels as if some gins come in different sections, so you get one bit there and one bit there, and there's sort of another bit in the aftertaste, and they can be almost kind of disjointed. You know, an interesting journey, but kind of separated. These feel kind of compact and together, and one conduit of flavour, but still a journey as you travel through that conduit, but kind of united and beautifully balanced. It almost feels as if they've been kind of there for centuries. These flavours have been sort of dormant, and it's kind of like you've just sort of stuck a shovel in the ground and unleashed them, and they've sort of blended and sort of fused together, and they just work in like a gorgeous kind of ancient harmony. So then, what's this going to be like, Nick? I reckon, as I always say, I think I'm going to prefer it in the gin and tonic, but let's just try it anyway. Yeah, quite strong, obviously, because 43%. I'm not getting quite so much. I'm kind of getting more, to me, it's kind of more in the aftertaste on this one. You're getting that kind of sharp, zesty, whatever it was, but I think the flavours were definitely released more in the gin and tonic. So as ever on this show, I am going to recommend this one with the tonic. However, my friends, am I going to recommend the price? Well, as you know, this is what I would say is a smaller and certainly a newer distillery, okay? I think they were established in 2020, last year, okay? So they need to be, in my view anyway, it's all subjective. This is all subjective, by the way, they're only my views. They need to be between the 30 and 40 English pound marks, and they've done it nicely. It comes in at £38, which is pushing it a little bit towards the top end, but as I say, they are a small distillery, so I don't mind so much because they do have to make some money. And just to give you an idea, that equates to about €52.44. So as I said, I don't believe it is available further afield around the globe from where my thousands of subscribers reside. However, that I am very pleased with, because I thought, sometimes, very often, these smaller little distilleries just get a bit greedy and they think, no, we'll put it up above the £40, but it's just too much. It's just too much. So I applaud you, Great Glen, for keeping it below the £40 mark. So guys, so to sum up, as I say, I think it's good. Sometimes when I feature these smaller gins, it's not going to be relevant to people around the world because, I know you're not going to be able to get it there. And I do feel a little bit bad. However, I think I'm doing my bit to bring you the news of the new and exciting gins that are going to be out there, and possibly, the next generation of mainstream gins. However, you could do a lot worse than old Great Glen here. A truly unique bunch of flavors, but kind of expertly blended. I believe that, I said on the website, I did a bit more reading, I believe they're also the smallest distillery in, is it the country, or certainly in Scotland anyway. So it's incredible how a small sort of new distillery can come up with something so expert, and also a brilliant looking product as well. So my friends, when this finally gets to you, which I predict it will, just remember, you heard it from old Freeman first, and you need to get some on the shelf. And I say to my friends at the Great Glen Distillery, keep up the bloody good work, my friends. So guys, hope you've enjoyed this video today. Hopefully it was useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If it was, then indeed, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the like button on this video, and indeed the bell icon so you get, click the bell icon so you get notified when my new videos come out. And if you want to subscribe to it, no, if not, that's not right. If you want to support the show, don't forget to head over to the old Patreon page or click the join button below this video to become one of my lovely YouTube members. But until next time guys, you all know the drill. Take care. Stay safe. Thank you to all my patrons and my wonderful members, and keep drinking the gin. How am I going to get to it today? There we go, the gin.